Good morning, everyone. I'll give you guys the opportunity to start coming into the room. I know this is like real random, and I wanted to do a live before I have to get out because I got to get out and work today. I have to get out and work. See who is this texting me so early. I do not want to give the bed up. Hey, Diane. How are you this cold morning? You see how many degrees it is, Lord. If I look at the degree, at the temperature, child, I might not even want to. Oh my God. It is 9 degrees and it's going to get down to 8. Unfortunately for me, I got to actually get out to do what I need to do. And it's very unfortunate. Hey, Gray Face, you're up early. Hey, Yolanda. Ronald, Clarinetta, Diane, Ashley, HD Bully, Jimmy Epperson, on the Fly Fitness and Nutrition. On the Fly Fitness and Nutrition, I need you to tell me what supplements I need to take. Nothing. She said it's 17 degrees. Diane, I'm surprised that normally out the temperature, but you all are further south. You all are further south, so I guess you all will have your temperature will be a little higher than ours. But we're all kind of like together, but you all are further south, a little bit further south. Good morning, lovely stranger moderators in chat. Yeah, shout out to everybody. Jarrell, Holistic Wellness. Ooh, Jarrell, I can only imagine what the temperature is like there. If you're in Columbus, it's probably 0. That's Ohio. Ohio gets very cold. I was having a dream last night about, I believe, temperature in Chicago being real cold and going and talking about we had to go further north to Indiana with my family. That was a weird dream. Yes, it is very cold in Memphis, and I got to be in the streets of Memphis today. He says the last real one. I got to be out there today. The last real one. Tay's Kitchen. Holistic Wellness says snowed in. I wish, really, I'm snowed in, but I got to get out. I had one of my clients call me and say, I ain't never seen nobody. I actually did some work for another company way out of town. And he was like, I ain't never seen nobody that didn't want to get paid. I said, up there where y'all are at, y'all drive in the snow. We don't drive in the snow. So I got to go to my office because everything that I got is on my, at my office to, do my report. So I got to get him his report in so I can go ahead and do his invoice. He said minus 99. Oh my God. Where are you at, Robert? The real one says, oh, you're in Fort Wayne. Oh my God. Don't you know, my family, the other half of my family lives in Muncie, Indiana. What's up, best friend? The other half of my family lives in Muncie, Indiana, Indianapolis, and Anderson. Muncie, Indianapolis, and Anderson. I was looking at my cousin. He works for the Indianapolis Police Department, and he has an apartment downtown in Indianapolis. Now, we used to always go to Indianapolis to the mall when I was growing up, but they just kind of started moving the younger ones that that are my age and stuff, moving to Indianapolis. But for the most part, but one of my aunts who's no longer here that worked for General Motors had lived in Fort Wayne. She lived in Fort Wayne. Hey, Mama G. Hey, Cypress, Switch B. The Cypress show popped up when Vanessa popped up. Is that Jockey, Jakai Saunders? I probably know your people. I used to live in Nap for a long time. I know a lot of people. Yeah, Fort Wayne is real small. It gets so cold, but in the summers when we would come and spend weeks there in the summer. Hey Sierra. It would get really hot. It was like that dusty, dry hot. Even though it was the north, it was that dusty, thick, dry hot. Hey Jacqua. Is that Jacqua? I was getting on this morning to touch bases with you all. I know we've been talking about um for the most part we've been talking about, what happened to Hey Mary. I used to go with a Epperson from Fort Wayne, Jimmy. We've been talking about, this big juke situation. And, I haven't, because I haven't been looking at the news. I don't think now it has been a lot of crime around our area because it's been so cold. It's been a lot of more than likely a lot of domestic violence situations. Okay, because normally when it's cold, that's what happens. But I wanted to get on here to in the wake of that, of what happened to him. I wanted to get on here and really just ask people with sincerity to pray for the city of Memphis. Now I know that what's going on in Memphis, it happens everywhere, and the reason I know that it happens everywhere is because I see where there are a lot of crimes, a lot of the same crimes that happen in every other city, right? But I think because of the names, the people that are well known, a lot of the people that are well known around the city of Memphis, it brings a lot of attention, a lot of traction. A lot of people are interested in what's going on in Memphis, and so it brings the views, and it really makes a lot of people vlog on it. And so I gotta say, also pray for other cities. Those people that are not well known, and the things that are happening, the same things that are happening to them and their loved ones. They don't get the attention that these people are getting because they're not well known, but it does not make them less important, right? So even though I got to get out in the in the bad weather today, I just had one to stay cuddled on up in the bed, right? But I got to get out this morning, unfortunately. But like I said, I want you all to pray for Memphis and pray for your cities and other cities also, because they deserve to be prayed for. And hopefully, when the weather breaks, when it gets a little warmer, there's no retaliatory situations going on, that it does not be a bloodbath. I've definitely been praying about that. I could see the energy that is being put into the atmosphere, right, um, to try and create a, I guess, an atmosphere for something to happen, right? I don't get mad at vloggers for other vloggers for vlogging and getting their money. I think the thing about it, I look at some of these men, and I'm attracted to real men, right? And I look at some of these men, and they get together because people will send me messages that are in the circles with these men, and and they'll say, they are having a problem with us in Memphis. So yeah, we're gonna get together. We're gonna target that Tamara girl. I'm really surprised about the blogger in Dallas. that I'm hearing that are telling people to surprise us, that to target me. I always liked him. I almost said his name, but because it's hearsay, I won't say his name. I thought he was one of the cool ones, although I had heard about him before, violating me, and I didn't want to believe it. But I'm hearing that he's telling like bloggers in Ohio and California and other places to target me. I hope they know I'm gonna file charges on them if they violate me. Okay, I don't have no issues. What I do is I file charges on men that decide they're gonna violate me quick. If they care enough about a man to get some charges on them, because I've been violated by these men on here, I ain't playing with them. I'm trying to get them sent to jail. Don't mess with me, especially if I'm not messing with you. Get drunk, make your money, do whatever you're gonna do. It don't bother me. And the mere fact that people think that it's bothering me, that's some type of obsession, right? Because I say, hey, don't put that negativity into the atmosphere unless it was your people that came in from out of town that took them out, because the police say that they believe it was somebody from out of town, that got on back up out of town. So unless it was their people and they're trying to divert the attention, like, a lot of people say, why would you have an issue with me? Why would you want to send other bloggers at me? Because when you sober up, you let folks send you out, and you sober up, you're going to have a warrant. Okay, if you violate me, because I'm not playing with these men on here. And so I've never had a problem with, and I would never have a problem with anybody, vlogging on Memphis. I just said that being that I am from Memphis, just like those that are protective over the what's his name, Mo3 case, and any case that is from around Ohio or California or any of those places, Houston or whatever, people in Texas are very protective of what goes on in Texas. And I would never proclaim to know more, right, than anybody from out of the state of Texas. But I would never, other than, hey, when I said before, when that takeoff situation was going on, that was down in Houston, that it was something funny going on with the police. Now people want to say I never say anything about the police. I was the first one before anybody got on it. I said, when they did that conference, I said, y'all, it's something weird about how the police are handling that. And then Jay Prince Sr. Did an interview and confirmed what I said he was very uncomfortable, when he was, talking about who it was, who they had arrested and all of that. And then everybody else started jumping on that bandwagon. I said it was something wrong with the way he gave his speech. It's something wrong. I don't trust them. So then Jay Prince Sr. finally, when he did his interview on $1 million worth of game, he finally said, well, I can't get them to, I feel like Migo bands should be, arrested, and I can't get them to arrest him. So what he means that he couldn't get them to arrest him. So I said, y'all, that's not even something that a record company owner or whatever he is, he's in the music industry, of course. He's built a great empire. I can't take that from him, but that's not even something he should be talking to the police about, right? Especially not him. I can't get them to arrest him. I want him arrested. And so I knew at that point that it was a mess in the game, right? And of course, a lot of people didn't like that because a lot of these vloggers are affiliated with, are in bed with some of these record companies. That's how they get, they call them, especially if their platforms are big, and tell them to do this, this, and that. And they're really skating on a thin line because a lot of them are trying to divert the truth. It don't matter because it ain't gonna change nothing. But I think some of them have really crossed the line of getting involved in criminalistic situations and getting people set up and killed and all of that. people that have systems that are able to give out folks addresses have actually gotten some people killed. Some of these folks are going, I'm not saying this for nothing. I know they think they got people that hack phones and everything. They don't hear my damn conversations. But they gon' see them charges, right? Not unless they, listening to me Google and Gaga with my grandbaby. When they become obsessed and they think they got record companies and different people behind them. And I know it sounds crazy. I told one of my friends, I said, when we used to have people come into the police department and file these reports talking about, people were hacking their phones, even when Al B. Sure said it. I said, people were hacking their phones. I always said, Lord, these folks are paranoid. Um, and some more stuff, right? Because even when I was working for the PD, I would sometimes work overtime and work the front desk at the South Precinct, which is now called the Rains Precinct. And I used to sniggle at that stuff. Okay, I did. I used to sniggle at it because I would go, Lord Jesus, okay, but you have to take the report. And we see now that people actually do this because we're starting to see more and more people get arrested and stuff for that. But one thing that the police department is good about doing when these people's phones are hacked and they have proof and stuff like that, they immediately start forwarding it to the FBI, to your hackers who got these cuckabug heads thinking, because these black ass niggas believe anything these white hackers and foreign hackers tell them, because that's the mind of a lot of black people, is that if the white man says it, then it's true, right? Because the white mans just know everything because they smarter than us. We're a bunch of niggas, okay? So that's what they make them think. So I want them to know that they are going to jail, but I would not let people use me, especially if I'm in a profession and I'm able to, because I was talking to somebody about that last night. Again, some people have information that you can't pull up, right? But there are people that have systems because of their profession where they can pull up stuff, and it's been people killed because they are selling, I'm told, their information or messed over to some of these record labels, right? And some of these people on YouTube. So I would think people that are old in their late 30s and 40s and 50s would not be so stupid, but they are. Okay. So I think, people just need to rethink stuff, because when it's all said and done, this right here ain't gonna last. I understand when people are not used to anything and they come from nothing, they live for the moment. They go, well, I can't go back to that. It's going to either I'm going to be crooked and work to help get people killed. And I'm living better than I ever live. I'm able to take care of my kids and stuff. I'm able to go buy this and this and that. Or go to jail. And that's where they're going. And so when people say, well, she's on here, she want to get people sent to jail. I don't want to get nobody sent to jail. I wish people would walk on a fine rope. Hey, I understand that people have done, things that they should not do, but helping to set people up, trying to create an atmosphere where young men are being killed because, some of these folks might be working with the people that actually did it. Because, I believe what the police said. He said that they believe that they came in from out of town. He had a reason to say that, when you think about the dynamics of the Young Dogs case, I mean, I don't think at this point they know who it was. I mean, they could. For him to say that, I get to thinking about with the Young Dogs case, they kind of knew what happened the night that it happened. They had gotten a lot of information, right? So, you never know. But hey, Brick, I just wish that I just wish that people were not so dirty. I know when they start getting a lot of folks around them, they feel like, well, I can't be touched. I'm the boss. Boss, you the one that they after. Okay. And so I think when they focus in on somebody that think that they're the boss, because they're the ones that's orchestrating a lot of this stuff. It's funny how with black people power, the illusion of power corrupts when they get a bunch of weak people around them that's willing to do anything, especially with these women. You would think with a lot of these women that you would think that a lot of these women, who is Vicky? I don't know her. The that especially with them being grandmothers and mothers and stuff like that, that um they would be cognizant of what they allow people to put them in the midst of, right? I wouldn't even want to be in an organization or in a group or in a sector where I'm violating people. I want to through the Mo3 sector know that they up under investigation. I think they feel like because they've gotten away with it for so long, and not all of them, but quite a few of them. I wonder, do they know what they're facing? And it's mostly the women. And so, I think that that comes from people that have been in that sector. I mean, everybody on YouTube talks about it. The people that have been in that sector that are now telling on them. So, and that reaches out to other vloggers. I was like, why the hell Mo3 sector, target me? I don't know none of them folks. But people that have been in that sector that reach out now to other people to let them know what they do and what they've done. And a lot of these people that they have mentioned have small children, minor kids. It ain't even worth it. Aaron says, at the end of the day, I don't want us to go at each other, but once they took Dolph, that's out the door. Yeah. So as I always say, we have to do better. I wish our people didn't have the mindset that they have. Ooh, they put stuff in front of us and give us the opportunity to violate other people. And it's almost like with a bunch of grown people, because of their jealousy, because of their, I guess, their trauma in their lives, it's irresistible to them. Unfortunately, they're criminal acts, and it comes with a price. When you cannot resist violating other people, it comes with the price. And the price is your freedom, right? So I think a lot of these grown old people need to rethink that. At some of them, it's too late. They just sitting ducks, but maybe when they get out there, know. I don't know a paper route Vicky love. I've been seeing a lot of, and here's another thing. I don't know who that is, Shayna, but I will say this. Somebody was telling me, it was like, have you been seeing all of these different vlogs that have been popping up since this happened? And I said, yeah, I have. And so I'm hoping that it's not, but me knowing now how these people play games, the vlogs and stuff start to pop up, and these people try to act like that they are affiliated with Young Dolph's artists. See, I know all the games that they play. They try to act like that they are affiliated with Young Dolph's artists, but it's actually other vloggers that have these people in their camp and these record labels create these pages for them, and they'll pop up and start talking bad about the person that was deceased, to try to act like they are affiliated with Young Dolph's artists, to create this energy to make people that are already hurt and emotional mad, right? This is what they do to make them mad and say, oh, Young Dolph got people that's doing this, that's trying to divert the attention, I guess, from the folks that came in from out of town. That's what they do. That's why I say a lot of these bloggers going to jail. So a lot of these new channels that are popping up that are talking about they are affiliated with Young Dolph, and if they're talking bad about Big Jook and all of them, I mean, Hey, I'm wise enough to know that it's more than likely, especially when you start seeing other vloggers promote them, it more than likely came from out of that camp, being that they know the games that they play, and what they're doing is helping the record companies or whoever it was that was involved in these crimes to create an atmosphere to try to divert the attention at young dogs artists to try to get them killed, knowing all the time it was probably their people if the police say they came in from out of town. Anyways, they own to them. So, I mean, like I said, I think some of them can't go to jail fast enough. You know, a lot of people don't like me because I say I want to see people that are committing crimes in jail. I'd rather see them in jail than dead. I mean, I'm not a vampire. I don't know how people think that me wanting to see people that break laws and harass people and stalk people and violate people, how they want to see. I don't know how they feel like that it's wrong for me to want to see them in jail. And you got vampires that say that they rather see them dead. To me, that don't even make no sense. So a lot of these new channels that pop up, I'm not clicking on because I already know what's going on. Good morning, Tamara. What you cooked yesterday? I want the leftovers. I ended up cooking. I did one of y'all know what I tell y'all my favorite is. I wanted to grill it. I did like a stuffed bell pepper. Y'all know stuffed bell peppers are my favorite. Was talking to y'all the other day about I wanted to do them. And I like to grill them, but it was too cold. So what I ended up doing was doing a stuffed chicken and feta bell pepper, and it was so good. I kind of switched it up this time. Rick Ross spoke on stopping the violence before Gotti did. Yeah, the violence has to stop. It's got to stop. I mean, I hate what has happened. You know, I didn't want to see the young man lose his life. I didn't. Um, but but yeah, I woke up thinking about that this morning. You know, when I was reading that email that was sent to me saying that this vlogger from out of Texas, who I ain't never had no problem. Well, I'd heard that he was involved in violating me, you know, with the other two Texas people. And when I had talked to someone, they was like, "No, I don't think he would do that to you. I don't think, you know." But I received an email saying that he had summons the vlogger, and they was like, "Have you been seeing how the vlogger in Ohio kind of been coming at you?" I said, and I'm not gonna look at it because I have things going on outside of YouTube. But if he violates me, he gonna know it. That's true, Shayna. You do dirt, you get dirt. The drugs has to stop first. I agree. The drug has to stop, and then people got to stop doing dirt in the street. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people in the street, um, right, you can't trust nobody. And I can't understand why these men feel comfortable enough. I'm gonna tell you something. The other day when I broke that that big juke was assassinated, right? When I broke that right, I ain't never had no problem with that guy in Ohio. So I don't know what his problem could be with me. I don't even know him. And I guess, you know, I'm hearing that they got an issue with me saying that, you know, that young adults artists didn't do this, and people are trying to create an atmosphere to have them killed. F whoever feel mad. Because don't nobody control me and what I say. But I started noticing how grimy people get. You know, it's 2,000 people on here. And for some reason, other vloggers, especially around the Texas area, when you start getting a lot of views, they're okay with you, some of them, except for the ones that are pedos and the stalkerish and, you know, all of that, want to violate women, and which quite a few of them do. I think they have issues when your numbers start going up, and it's unfortunate that they feel like they can control the YouTube streets. And I started seeing people come into my chat one of those vloggers promoting his channel, saying, come over to his channel. And I believe he had them doing it. I was shocked. I was like, okay, so I do believe that he would do that, since he's never done that before. But since I got a lot of numbers, you would send your people to come into my chat to start promoting your channel. So I do believe at this point now he's dogmatic, and I fear for my life as it relates to him. I don't want to have to put paperwork on him like I did the other ones. Lucia says there's a million blogs about this now. I only trust Miss T and Thaddeus because y'all have reliable sources. Thank you, Lucille. Thaddeus is Thaddeus know a lot of the same people that I know. Trust me. Everybody's entitled to their opinions without being ridiculed. I agree. I absolutely agree. They're entitled to their opinions. So when people say, well, I believe that it was Young Dolph's artist that did this, right? Hey, Miss Ray. I believe it was Young Dolph's artist that did this. I simply say I don't. So if you come after me, you start trying to violate me, you start sending people that you got up under a spell to try to mess with me. Now there's an agenda. It makes everybody believe that you're affiliated with the people that was a part of this stuff. Because how you gonna send people to violate folks, right? First of all, ain't nobody really got no business. Who do these folks think that they are that they can violate people? I've never in my life seen anything like this before. And I've been saying it for a long time, and I got a reason to say it. The takedown on YouTube gonna be way bigger than what happened on Backpage. I'm telling you, it's coming. Black people have a way of messing up resources. I mean, some of these people making more money than they've ever made. Why can't they just make their money and leave other people alone? But because the record companies that they are affiliated with or whoever, the hackers have afforded them, other Black people, the opportunity to violate other Blacks, because that's what we do in our community. It's almost like a dream come true to these motherfuckers. And that's why they got to be shown that jail is the end result. A lot of these bitches going away from their damn newborn babies. They chose that with their jealousy. That's what they chose. That's the good thing about it. Nobody else chose it for them. They chose it. Maybe they'll make better decisions the next time. Tamarion says, I don't put nothing past anyone anymore. It's hard to trust people, let other things lead them. And I'd rather not have nothing to do with them, especially family. Is sickening. Right. The things that people do to other people is sickening. I'm sitting here on my vlog. Ain't did nothing to nobody. My dad is sick. Don't okay, I don't even want to talk about that because I gotta go I gotta go be in downtown Memphis today. I'll file some goddamn reports. Cause that makes me mad as fuck. Trying to stay in a positive space, and these bottom feeders fucking with me, and then thought I was scared of them because I wasn't saying nothing. I was on the prayer line every day. I was praying with people every day, and they was like, stay in a positive space. That's gonna help to get your daddy well. That's what's gonna help your daddy's healing. And so I was working, I was getting on here because I wasn't making no money on here. And still don't. And I was getting on here so that I wouldn't have to think about what was going on with my daddy. And then these motherfuckers attacking me. The score ain't even. It ain't. They became obsessed with me. They started hacking me, and it makes me mad. So I was getting on here cussing. They was taking me out of that energy. And people said, well, you could have got off. I wouldn't get off because I wasn't going to let them run me off. Okay? And so now I sank into a depression because my daddy was very important to me. I know these motherfuckers ain't got nothing important. They come out the sewer. Anytime you fucking with other folks, you a sewer. You got a sewer mentality. A lot of these men can't catch a break because they pathetic. Okay? And so now I've snapped out of it. And I've been had revenge on my mind. They wouldn't let me. I ain't have but 80 people on here, and y'all want to mess with me. Then when my daddy died, y'all start sending y'all people at me in my Facebook inbox. Yeah, that's why your daddy dead. What had I ever done to these motherfuckers? And regardless to what a bitch say, he know goddamn well I didn't talk about his son. He was mad because the guy that exposed him came into my chat and exposed him. He was mad. That was somebody he had dealt with. He was going from chat to chat doing it. But he thought because I was the woman, he thought it was easier for me. But he gonna say it ain't, sweet motherfucker, because we got you, hoe. It makes me mad as fuck. He sent them people over here. And so I got my list, and unless God changed my mind, it's gonna be one by one. And he the first one. I can't talk about that because I get too mad. I get mad as fuck. It's funny how people, and I'm gonna get away from talking about this because I get mad. Okay, because I got my fighting gloves on. I ain't never been scared of a fuck nigga that's violent. Everything I do is legal. You can't fight against me because I know how to fight with the legal system. A bitch that stay in jail can't fight with a girl that know the legal system. Motherfucker, you already violated. What I'm doing, everything I do is legal. You can't mess with me. Them crooked ass motherfuckers they got over there, them bitches that got them nursing assistant licenses and all that shit. They send them simple ass motherfuckers out that's on meds to violate, and these women let him do it. And I'm talking about all of them that's in these damn sectors. Let these men send them out. Okay. But, I don't understand why it's so hard. That's the reason why I titled this Good Morning. Okay. Because I think that as Black people, we got to have a mind, a change of mind, and people are going to have to start making better decisions. Okay, we cannot have people around us and in our circle all because people want to belong. It's a lot of mentally unstable older people that are in their 30s and 40s that they want to belong. And so when people nurture them in with an agenda, and when people start getting you to do things that you shouldn't do, or things that you already know that could come back and bite you, well, I need you to look up this person. You already know that if a person want to know somebody's information, it's for no good. I wouldn't even want to deal with those people. I wouldn't. You would think that people would make better decisions. I'm hearing that folks' information getting sold for $200 and $300, and some people then got killed. Y'all think the police don't know that? If the people reached out to me and told me, and I said, well, hey, oh my God, if you know about this stuff, listen, you need to contact wherever this happened at, contact the FBI. Because I'm not the police. If they send me the information. You think they have not? When these people get mad in these sectors, they are, especially when they've been in them for a long time, they already got the lowdown on what these people have been doing. And these folks doing on YouTube. That's the reason why I say this is going to be the biggest takedown, right? It's going to be bigger than Backpage. And so, like I said, our people got to do better. Well, I'll come out the street. Well, you need to. I know a lot of dudes that come out the street. I was looking at some guys last night. I be hating to say what channels that I be looking at because people are so obsessed. You have some of these folks that are so obsessed. What they do is they immediately. I've watched it. Whenever I've said yeah, it was. Whenever I've said that I enjoy some vloggers, I've seen people that was obsessed with me attached to them. So I just don't say who I enjoy anymore. I don't even post vloggers that I respect, and I look at. I just stay in the bushes now because I want to be able to enjoy them in peace without folks going and attaching to them. And then later on, what happens is because of their obsession with me, they attach to them, and then later on, all of a sudden, they find a reason to get mad at them. They talk about they exposing them. I just want to be in other vlogs that ain't got no sectors, where people kicking some real knowledge, where the men are masculine and they kicking knowledge to their community. I like stuff like that. I'll support them. I'll send them some cash apps or whatever. And sometimes I send them the cash out from another cash app that ain't even got my name on it. I ain't gonna comment in their stuff or nothing. I commented on one of the. I made a mistake and commented last night on one of the on somebody's page. I told them they did a good job, and I thought about it. I need to go erase that. Okay, because these people are too obsessed. He said, "What happens to the 10,000 pages? What 10,000 pages? They got more than 10,000. You talking about in the Young Dogs case? They got over 1,000,000." So, like I said, hey, I can't understand why black men would want to even take money to create narratives, to create an atmosphere to see other black men killed. It ain't gonna work. It's not going to work. Exactly, T. I only speak on two chats now, yours and street politics. TV, I just stay in the bushes. Right. That's what I do. I just stay in the bushes because when I want to shout these guys out so bad. I really do because they're doing a real good job. It's a shame that you can't even do that. Because I could see a stalker now. Whenever I've done it, the stalkers have found them and gone to their pages. Next thing I know, and I don't mean no harm, and I know, and I don't try to control nobody. But it's some vloggers, when I see people affiliating with them, I lose interest in their vlog because it's just I can't deal with that rottenness. And when you know that they've gone and started affiliating with them because you was shouting them out, it makes it even worse. Some folks you can't affiliate with because they'll put they stink on you. These vloggers are sick and ridiculous. Yes, they are, Miss Ray. Yes, they are. And so, like I said, hey, this stuff got to stop as far as trying to create an atmosphere to see a bloodbath. Um, you know, some people, hey, when you tell them they reap what they sow, they don't care. A lot of them want to reap. They go, dog, I gotta reap what I sow. How come I ain't reaping? Because I want to die. Some people are so miserable, they really want to die. I have yet to donate to anyone because I don't have it right now. But when I did, I didn't I didn't, because they definitely be obsessed. You see the real soul behind these pages. I agree, Carmela. Vlogging and influencers have become organized crime. They are absolutely organized crime. That's the reason why the Fed's on here. That's the reason why I say the takedown gonna be bigger than Backpage, because now, a lot of these vloggers should not even be on here because of their background as it relates to children, pedos. And there's kids on here. There are teenage girls on here that want to get into the record industry. And so now they don't have to go sit in a parking lot and watch a mother. Don't tell me this don't happen. I've worked for the police department. I've taken cases where people have hired us to look for missing kids, missing teenagers. They have organized organizations that sit out in a parking lot and wait for mothers that go in with children. Y'all, let me tell y'all how this works. And I'm gonna just be quick with this. Y'all don't even hear me talk about it much. That's why I say y'all have to pay close attention to y'all's children. This has been happening since the early 80s. Y'all already know that I love how deep I am into the trafficking stuff, right? I've learned everything about it. We've taken classes, we've been trained on certain stuff, all of that. It started way before the 80s, but they got catalogs, right? So like these rich people, from like these foreigners, these cuckabug kids ain't getting no money. They're brought in by somebody else and they get the crumbs to destroy their own community. And I'm gonna tell y'all what happened to my cousin. Okay. So what they do is they have these catalogs, and these rich people might say, I want a blonde haired, blue eyed little girl that's 7 years old. That's a VIRGIN, right? And so they'll go, well, hey, a blonde haired, blue eyed girl, baby girl that was under the age of 10 used to go for, if you snatch her up, they would give them about 250 G's. I think it has gone up now, right? So what they would do is they have organized situations where these rings are sit out in a parking lot, like at a grocery store or something like that, and wait for a mother who has quite a few children to walk into a grocery store, anywhere that they feel like kids are going to be, or a parent that's only probably just the mother there, where she's shopping, she's not paying attention. They'd be so organized. They walk into the grocery store, one would start distracting the mother while the other was luring the child, or just snatch the child if it fit what was in that catalog. Don't tell me I've taken classes and got all types of certifications on this shit. Okay, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. I already know. Okay. And so these organized situations, this is what they do. And so this is what they do. So now these cuckabug heads ain't getting no money, because these rich foreigners that in their countries, this is what they do with children. Okay, it is known. So they sell these kids off to other countries or whatever. This is why a lot of people think when they don't find their kids anymore, they think they're no longer with us, right? They make them all kinds of stuff. I have to watch what I say on here, because they mean they gonna monitor it. Okay. And so now they don't really have to do that anymore, because you have a lot of parents that put their children on YouTube because they want them to be models. They want them to be in pageants. A lot of them, they want them to be singers and actors and actresses. So they got their own little vlogs and stuff. So now a lot of these people, a lot of these dime store hoods are affiliated with these record companies, black ass mother suckers. Oh, I get mad every time I think about what's going on here. Okay, they ain't getting no money. You motherfuckers getting crumbs, bitch, to destroy your own community. White folks get all the money, whoever their handler is, and then they give them the crumbs, and they actually the ones that's doing it. And so now they can look at these kids and stuff. They're doing it on YouTube. They're watching these kids and stuff on YouTube, It's a lot of people. I feel like people that have a history of being a pedo, they shouldn't even be on YouTube. They reaching out to these kids on YouTube and stuff, and their parents don't even know no better. Well, I'm a manager. I'm this, I'm that. Y'all, this stuff is sick. It's a lot of stuff going on here. And that's why I say the takedown on YouTube is gonna be bigger. It's gonna be bigger than Backpage was. YouTube is a bigger platform. And you got a lot of these. I never thought that I would see black men be so dogmatic. Well, I gotta take care of my kids. So you destroying your community to take care of your kids? I don't even see how guys that call themselves gangsters and thugs could even participate. A lot of them ain't no damn gangsters and thugs. I grew up around gangsters and thugs. I know how they handle themselves. They're not emotional. They don't do crazy stuff. They're very methodical. And believe it or not, they're smart and got a lot of knowledge. But I don't see how people that call themselves gangsters and thugs could even participate or deal with men that they know have a history of violating children and women. A person that'll violate a child or do anything. And I hold people responsible when they know that these folks are they have a history of doing stuff to kids and stuff, and they deal with them. That's a turnoff to me. Well, I didn't do it yet, but you've affiliated with a person that has. I don't respect you either. Hey, Denise. YouTube claimed that they was gonna start cracking down on a lot of stuff in 2024. A lot of these fools still on here, and they probably, you know, they was quietly in a court case back in October. I just happened to look it up. They was quietly in a court case um where some stuff was going on because they've been violated in jail. They've been violated in jail. A lot of them have been violated as children themselves, and so they continue that behavior. I remember back in like 1991. I wish I could find it. They did a documentary on Memphis, the Memphis police. They followed them around. This was way before the first 48. They did a documentary, and it was like an hour documentary. And I'll never forget, in South Memphis, around the area that my cousins lived in, they had made an arrest with this guy, and the guy had been messing with the kids, and he had been in jail for that. And I remember him sitting in the police car, and the police was saying, he was telling the police, I told him not to leave them kids around me. My he said I don't be wanting to touch them. He said I told him, y'all don't leave the kids around me, and they told me that I was delivered and all of that. He said, but I know it's wrong to do it. I don't be wanting to do it, but some keep telling me to feel on them. I mean, he was sincere with it. The man was sick. And so I fought the adults because he had told them, and they knew because of his history that he was sick. But they sitting up telling somebody I ain't delivered, I ain't sick. They said God done delivered you, God done delivered you. He said I told him don't leave him because my mind keep telling me to touch him, and I know it ain't right. I don't be wanting to do it. He was sick. He said, but they keep leaving him around me. They keep saying I'm delivered, and I'm not. So I fought adults for that. Well, you ain't no pedo no more, cause God done delivered you. When the man started saying I'm sick, they done put all kinds of olive oil and shit on his head, and it ain't did nothing for him. He's still sick, and he was telling them. That's in the documentary. That type of abuse is considered top priority for the Department of Defense. They would spare no expense to bring offenders to justice. Good. They they need to hurry up because they on here. And they do it under the guise of taking care of their children. We violating the kids and helping with rings. Y'all know what I'm talking about. HT rings. Y'all know what that is because I got to take care of my kids. How sick is that? Lord, he was drenched in evil. Yeah, and he was sincere to the point. I remember me and my grandmother, and my grandma was alive at that time. That was in the early night, like 90. Like 90 or 91. I was still a teenager, still a little girl. I wasn't even a teenager yet, hell. And she was like, he was like, I keep telling them, I mean, he sounds so pitiful. He said, I keep telling them that not to leave them kids around me. He had a history of doing that to kids. He had been to jail for filling on them. He said, I keep telling them don't leave them. And I know it's wrong, but something in my mind keep telling me to touch them. And I keep saying, don't leave the kids around me. They said I'm delivered. The police officer asked the older women, why y'all do it? They say he been going to church and you know, God had delivered him and stuff. He said, I told him I wasn't delivered. I fought the adults for that. He was truly sick. Oh my God. And that was like up there around Parkway. Everybody in Memphis know that was up there around Parkway. I'll never forget when I was working. Now I witnessed this when I was working for the police department. I was pregnant, and I'll never forget. His name was Sergeant Ed Hall, and this is before I even went through the academy. I was working as a transcriptionist in felony response, and he said, "Tamara, can you type a statement for me? I got a young man coming up." I said, "Okay." And he started telling me, he said he's coming from out of Binghamton. And he says, supposedly he done did something to his I probably shouldn't have said the area. He said, but I ain't say the name. He said supposedly he done did something to his daughter. I don't know why it piqued my interest, right? I said, okay. I said, well, I'm gonna sit in here because I was gonna go back to my office until the patrolman brought him up because they always have to take them to the investigative units when they arrest them to be questioned, you know. So he get up there, and when he walked in, when I tell y'all he was very nice looking, he was gorgeous. And so I was looking at him, I was like, maybe his brother lying on him because his brother had walked in on him. And so, doing this, his daughter was 17 years old at the time. It's been a long time ago. I was pregnant, so y'all know it's been 20 years ago, and I still remember it because it affected me. And so he got in there. He was like, my brother lying on me. My aunt, I got plenty of gals. I got 4 or 5 other kids. I got plenty of gals. Y'all know how many gals I got? And I was thinking to myself, I was like, dog, you know, I'm sure he do got a lot of women because he good looking, you know, clean, hair cut nice. I mean, tall, real tall. He was good looking. And so the investigators, Ed Hall was one of those investigators he was a deacon. So I never heard him cuss. He was just real laid back, a gentleman, all of that. And now he's working for Ed Hall. He's still in investigations, but he's working. I'm not gonna say where he's working at because they'll get one of these damn fools to call. Okay. And so Ed Hall was but he's working with he's working with the feds so they can call if they want to. And so and I remember there was another young lady named Sharon Isabel. She's retired now. And they was sitting there and they was talking, and all of a sudden they just switched on him just like instantly and started breaking him down. And I thought for sure he was gonna keep up that facade. You know, I'm a thug. I ain't gotta, you know, I thought he was gonna keep that up. Okay. And so when they started breaking them down, he said, I know what I did to my daughter was wrong, But she was acting like she was liking it when I was doing it to her. She was all engaged when I was doing it to her. I said, oh my God, he's sick for real. Like, this man was 36 years old at the time. I never forgot, because my oldest daughter's dad is from out of Binghamton. And so when he said when I was typing in his information, because I had to type in his information before they started the statement, he gave me the street that he lived on. And I said, oh my God, my daughter's dad lived on that street. I mean, I just always remembered that. And so when they started breaking him down, he was like, I know I was wrong, but my daughter act like she was liking it. She was all engaged. I said, oh my God. And then he went on, I didn't do nothing to her but just stick my tongue in her navel. I said, oh my God. So then what ended up happening was they broke him down. His brother wasn't lying on him. His brother walked in on him doing it and called the police, right? His brother came up there to give a statement, who was close to the same age as him. He said he always been sick. He said he always been sick. He said, and the sad thing about it is when I walked in on him, he act like he wasn't doing nothing. He act like that was not his blood 17-year-old daughter that he was doing that to. Like that was just another gal. That's what he said. So then when they brought his then 17-year-old daughter up there, she said that when she was 9 or 10 years old, her mother, she had to go live with her dad and her dad's mother, because her mother had gotten on drugs really bad. And she said as soon as she got there, her daddy this is her blood father, started doing that to her. And she said she told her grandmother, which was her dad's mother, and her grandmother said, shut up. Your daddy didn't do that to you. And don't you ever say that again. So she said, I just learned to start accepting it. So he had been penetrating her since she got there, since she was 9 or 10 years old. So she said, I just thought it was normal. She said, I thought it was normal. So I don't have nothing for no pedo on here, or no so-called thug that affiliate with them to scam or nothing else. You the lowest of the low to me, and I can't wait until they tear YouTube down. It don't matter to me, okay? Because I know how to make money. I makes money, okay? Because I got talents. I'm going to make some money. I makes my montees, and it don't be on YouTube. But I can't deal with no men that are not righteous. And if nothing else, they do anything for, I know that nigga sick, but we get money together. They ain't none of my kids. Folks like that they don't need to be on this earth that think like that. And there's a lot of men that think like that. Okay. So when I look at these people, especially when I went through the academy and stuff, and we started taking, we have to get certifications and stuff. So we have to consistently take classes. When I see some of these violators that come into my chat, people say, well, you are just too dramatic. No, I have studied. I know about, I listen to, they teach us what violators say and do. And I be looking at some of these folks when they was coming into my chat. Shut up. Stop crying. Okay, you're a violator. Okay, so that's a killer that violates women, and we'll kill them. And then when you start looking at their background, you saw where they done choked the woman out until she died and out of jail because they got 3rd-degree murder and all that, and they still should be in jail. Okay, so I know the verbiage of when a person is a violator. That's the reason why I take it so serious. You don't go harassing nobody and then say they crying because they saying, I don't want you in my chat. I don't want nothing to do with you. You find it that hard to leave a person alone that wants nothing to do with you? You sick. That's why I don't play. When I say I file reports on these niggas and get their name on file and talk to these folks about what they doing to me, what they are capable of doing, I do it. I know when they sick. I ain't lying on these folks. I've seen it for 20 years. Other people might say, oh, that person just talking. No, I know a predator. And then when you get the pulling, when they get the pulling their backgrounds, when I filed these reports on them, they pull their backgrounds. A lot of them think they've gotten their stuff expunged. It's never expunged with the police department and the FBI. They pull it right up. They go, oh, he think he had this response. Yeah, that nigga sick. You need to worry about him. Keep your gun on you. I'll never forget a police officer, some stuff that happened to me on here. A police officer that had to come over to my studio. One of the investigators came over there and we was talking about it. He was talking about some stuff that they was going to do. And so he was like, we've been watching. And, you know, he was like, I had to come over. He came over to my studio as I was walking him to the front of a door when he was leaving my studio out of the building. I'll never forget that investigator turned around and said, he had walked out the door. He turned around and opened the door back up and said, keep your gun on you. That nigga is sick. Do you understand me? Keep your gun on you. And he turned back around and walked out the door. And I keeps it on me, all three of them. Okay? All three of them. I stay going to the range. Okay? And I pays good for my weapons. Because I wanted to fire something up. If you get big enough to violate women that don't want no parts of you, you find it hard to leave them alone, you need to die. You a predator. And so that's why I always tell women to go to the gun range. You know, I hear women say all the time, well, you know, I just don't want to go to the range. I'm scared of that fire, girl. You better get you some fire and fire something up. That Negro that they sent to my house, I had just came into my house because my dad had just died and I was in a depression, but I was looking at him on my camera. Somebody was praying for that nigga that day. Somebody was praying. I looked at him and knew he didn't belong in my neighborhood, especially on my doorstep. But I was in a depression. Somebody was praying for that nigga. That's the reason why now when I see people, it don't happen often, walk up my driveway, I be looking at them on my camera. I be sitting Indian style on my couch. If I don't know you, you're not gonna. I'm not gonna even answer the door. You can try and come through it, but I be sitting Indian style on this couch right here that I'm on with that thing next to me, and I already know I'm gonna go ahead and let you walk in it so I can fire you up. And if you stay on that doorstep, I'm gonna pull you on in. Okay, I'm gonna pull you on in. You break that door down, that means you want to try to do something to me. You better hope I don't shoot through the motherfucker. And then pull you in and tell them to come and get this shit up scrape this shit up off of my doorstep and take it to the damn morgue and put it in that fire and burn it up. Because why do these YouTubers think that they got a right to sell information? You want to look up people information so you can go to their house? What kind of sense does that make, y'all? Why would a YouTuber be selling your information and why would another YouTuber want to come to your house? Like the police said, they ain't coming for no reason. It's because they sending their people because they're affiliated with their record company. They've been able to get a lot of clues based on a lot of shit that these folks have done in this Young Dolls case. When I say that these people have told on themselves, they have. We ain't have to tell nothing. I wasn't even on here to tell nothing. I never said I was investigating the Young Dolls case. If I got some nuggets from the police department, from people that I know from the DA's office, and I could tell it, then I would tell it. If they told me this is off record now, you know, you can't say nothing about this, I don't say a damn thing about it. Why you think they keep giving me information? They be on here listening to me. They know if they tell me not to say something. I was getting ready to say something the other day, and the person called me and said, "What you get ready to go in there and go in your members and say?" And I told them, they said, don't do that. It ain't time to put that out yet." I said, "Okay," and I didn't do it. Ask my members, did I come on? I did not do it. Because if a person tell me something, I got integrity, and they say don't say something, I ain't gonna do it. So ladies, keep your weapons and stuff on you, okay? Because they on here hunting. Okay, they use bloggers and stuff to do their dirt, but hey, that's them. You know, I was gonna say I don't understand how they do it, but hey, that's them. But and I'm not talking about everybody, but just stay, because it's a lot of sickos on here. You have to think about, like when I was like, I have a TV show that comes on in my area, but that's just the Tennessee, Arkansas, Mississippi area. Okay. From my understanding, Big Juke Security is in, well, I don't know. I don't think he has passed. I don't know though, but I don't think so. But you know, I think I had one guy that harassed me. His name was Victor. Everybody know about him because he harassed all of the women on TV. But for some reason, he grew a real strong obsession with me, and I would ignore him when he would call harassing me every time my TV show came on. And everybody kept saying, you know, he's been, after a year of harassing me, everybody kept saying, well, you need to file some police reports on him. I said, I ain't studying that man. And he was like, yeah, I want to F you. Yeah, I want to do this. So what made me start I filed my first police report when he called me one time. He was getting more and more sadistic, and he was becoming more and more obsessed with me. And he said, yeah, my girls at the time when I started coming on TV, they were still underage. And he said, I remember one time he said, yeah, I saw you when you was walking into your job. That's when I was working for the sheriff's office. And because I worked for the chief, we had we parked inside of the gate. And he told me that I had parked inside of the gate, and I saw you walking into your job this morning. And then what, I still didn't file a police report on it because I had told the chief about it. The chief said, well, I tell you what, I have some of the officers to just be out on the parking lot and stuff in the morning. And if he come near you, that Negro ain't crazy enough to come near you, because they're going to fire him up. So he started having some of the officers to be out on the parking lot early in the mornings when I got there. And so then this is what made me really started filing the police reports. He called me. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna little kids and make you watch. And my mama said, now it's time for you. You should have been filed a police report. But now his mind is going somewhere else. And he started calling me constantly. I want to rape, I want to RAPE your little girls and all of that. And the officer over at the precinct, they immediately started tracing him. And I remember when they went looking for him, he called me and was like, I'm sorry for harassing you. I promise I won't harass you no more. That's because they had put a warrant out for his arrest, and they had went over to that what do you call those rooming houses that he was living in, looking for him. And the people had told he wasn't there. The people had told him the police came looking for him. His ass went to jail, and he served 11 months and 29. He did 11/29. And when he got out, they tells me he joined the church and became saved, and he works inside of the church now. I ain't heard from him a day since, and that's been some years ago. Mo Money Bobo says, I barely can get a weed charge expunged, but a sexual predator wastes no. I'm telling you, that's the truth, Mo Money Bobo. I'm telling you. And I don't mean no harm. I'm not trying to promote, people doing wrong or anything like that. But since weed is legal, ain't nobody should be in jail or going to jail for no weed. They got up under Bill Clinton and Biden, that president y'all love so much. They were two other ones that came up with that three strikes law, and you got black men, productive black men in jail who was caught with weed three times that are doing life. Right? Ain't nobody should be in jail. Nobody. I'm saying that wrong. I say ain't nobody. No one should be doing life in jail for weed, especially now since it's legal. It shouldn't have been happening anyways. They don't even give people they don't even really give people life for murder. But you're going to give somebody life for weed? You're going to make somebody do 20, 30 years, 10, 15 years for some damn weed, and they done made it legal? That ain't right. It was never right. I don't agree with people selling drugs, but I've always had an issue with drug dealers getting all that time, and you got pedos and killers that hardly get no time. They can get manslaughter and be out in 2-3 years, y'all. It's something wrong with that. It is. Well, he was a big time drug dealer. The truth of the matter is, drug dealers, when they wouldn't even arrest them if they was paying taxes on the cocaine they was selling. Since they don't pay taxes, they go after them. So, I mean, that's how I feel, which is not right. And I'm not saying that selling drugs is right. Y'all don't sell drugs, okay? But I just don't. I think that's backwards the way that is. You got people committing all these heinous crimes, but all you know how to do is go after drug dealers. You got a lot of drug dealers that don't kill people or nothing else. They just sell their weed. What's the difference in somebody standing on the corner selling weed and somebody having a weed dispensary? The person that's got the weed dispensary is paying taxes, so it's legal, okay? I know, Beta. I don't know why I attract crazies. I asked my mama that. I said, I'm trying to figure out how it is that I always attract crazy people. And I do. I always attract crazy people. I've been praying about that. I don't consider myself no crazy person. I know I have a lot of little kooky ways. I have a lot of little kooky ways, but I don't know why I attract crazy people. My mama is one of those people. She's very sweet. She's non-assuming. She don't judge people, right? And my mama used to say when people would come in, when she was a supervisor on her job before she retired, tired, she was like, no matter what, she said, one of her another supervisor used to say to her, watch and see that person right there crazy. Watch and see, don't they make their way to you? She said they always made their way to her. They wanted to confide in her, wanted to talk to her. But see, my mom will listen to everything you say. She'll sit and she'll just listen and go, uh-huh. Well, maybe, that she always trying to see the bright side of stuff. Oh, well, just, pray about it. Well, it ain't that bad. That's the reason why they made themselves way to her, because she would listen to them. But I be attracting the crazies that are aggressive, that hate women, and all of that. I don't know. I guess they got a death wish. Hell, I don't know. Because I ain't none of my mama. Yeah, hit the like button for me. She is a Gemini, girl. She is. She's a Gemini. They want to transfer their crazy spirit into folks. I'm telling you, I'm real meticulous about people touching me. But my mother is a Gemini, but my mother is one of those Geminis that's not crazy. Because Geminis are crazy. I inherited the invisible man role, whole baby daddy. Kenny said he got the casino on his mind. I got to get out in this weather. Oh Lord, I don't know what I ate, but my skin is breaking out. It could be I be buying all kinds of little cleansers and stuff. I think that cleanser broke my skin out. I get real crazy about my skin now. I need to put my oil on it. My mama told me, she said, you always buying some skin stuff. You gonna get enough, your skin gonna start breaking out. I just bought some, I shouldn't have bought it. I bought some skin stuff, some cleanser from out of TJ Maxx, and my skin feel like it's blotchy on my cheeks. Um, I didn't even know that because that's how I am with a beautiful heart and don't judge people. Yeah, my mother has a beautiful heart. I love her so much. She is definitely my solace. She know how to keep me calm. She is just my mother is like an angel. And I'm not saying it because my mother, she is definitely one of the angels sent from heaven. She really is. Her mother was real feisty. And everybody say, I don't understand how your grandmother, which is my mom, could be so feisty. She was known for being feisty, for fighting, all of that. How the genes skip your mama and hit the granddaughter? Because everybody say you just like her. Me too, Miss T. And mad the dermatologist cannot see me until the yeah, it's something going on. I ain't had no my skin ain't been blotchy. Cause I always I have a an obsession with making sure my skin is smooth and stuff. I buy everything. But my mama told me, she said, you need to get one thing and let that work, but you buy everything. And I do because I love to buy skin stuff. But this right here done broke me out. They said, listen, it could be that they say your skin break out when you're, you know, I don't, it's a lot of new people on here. Maybe so. I don't think it might be allergies. I'm not stressed. It could be allergies or it could be, you know what? I did eat some chocolate. Chocolate may have broken me out. Um, I got some black seed oil in there. I use that. Somebody was saying it could be it 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 could be, that's what happens when you have built up tension. I mean, that could be it. Ronald said it's because I ain't had none. That's probably it right there. That could be it. I hear people's skin break out, but I thought that only happened to men when they ain't had none. Their skin and stuff start breaking out. James says I might be backed up. Well, I'm probably backed up. But y'all know what? Hey, I'm proud to say, I am very proud to say and admit I was shamed, but I'm not shamed anymore. And I know a lot of people don't believe it, but hey, I represent that. Women, it's good to be celibate. I mean, it is. Like if you haven't found anybody and y'all are vibrating on the same frequency and y'all's energy vibrating with the same type of energy, don't do it. I'm proud to say that it's been over a year. I mean, I'm not proud, but I mean, it helps my mind. I know a lot of people aren't going to believe it, but I put that on my dad's grave. No man has touched me sexually in over a year, and I'm proud of that. And no man is going to touch me sexually until y'all know what I said. I'm saving myself. Althea says, look, so maybe that's why my skin breaking out because it's winter time and maybe but my skin would be breaking out if I was dealing with a guy that was stressing me out. These men like to stress women out. My skin might be broke out from that if I was dealing with a guy that was stressing me out. It's good. It's good. Too much shit out here. Beautiful. Yeah, it is. Yes, celibate is the way to go. I don't got no time with right. You don't want all of those different spirits. A lot of men don't believe that. Like when you say you're celibate, they go, "Nah, I know she's screwing somebody. I know she got to be screwing somebody." It's not true. It's not true. I promise it's not true. No, I'm 4 years celibate. I don't break out. Or maybe I'm breaking out because it's been over a year. This it's been over a year. It has. It's a little bit over a year. So maybe my skin breaking out because yeah, but I mean my skin I was stressed out. He was keeping when I was with somebody, he was keeping me stressed out. So I'd rather my skin break out a little bit and I use whatever I got in there to clear it up and just keep going. I don't have to worry about no Negro getting on my nerve. Whoever that man gonna be, he in a world of trouble. Yeah, he in a world of trouble, child. Cause when I get through with that Negro, his tongue gonna be hanging out of his mouth. He gonna be out of commission for 2 weeks. Ashley says he probably it's probably dietary and hormones. That's true. It could be. I'm gonna have to get ready and go. I got my clients calling me. It's better than catching diseases from these different men. I agree. It's a lot of I think people need to they don't be wanting you to talk about that on YouTube, but I'm gonna say this because I was looking at the numbers. Um, they're saying that the H to the I to the V and the A to the I to the D to the S is people are not paying attention anymore because they're only talking about C19. The numbers have skyrocketed. And I think that's how they want it to be. Um, People thinking about, wearing masks and stuff only, and they're not thinking about the other stuff. I think that's what they want. And I'm hearing that I was reading that the numbers have definitely skyrocketed. No, no toys. I'm gonna say this. No offense to people that use toys and stuff, but before I use a toy, I'll go get me a some flesh. I'll go give me some flesh. I don't want no toy. I didn't deal with toys even when I was getting me some. If he didn't have what it take, anyways, I don't deal with toys. They don't carry anymore because they have a pill. Yeah, no toys. I don't deal with no toys at all. And I definitely don't want no man that want me to play with him with a toy. Cause it ain't nothing. The only place you could put a toy at with a man is in his booty. And I'm not dealing with no, excuse my French, no dick in the booty ass niggas. Excuse my French on that. New to you says use mask, then use only water on your face. Eat clean and pray. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drink some water. I'm trying to, yeah, drink a lot of water. And I don't know what I ate. Um, I did that feta stuffed bell pepper that I told you I was gonna do last week. I don't know if it was that feta cheese that did it. Does educational stuff. I don't know why they don't want you to talk about. I know they don't want you to talk about it. It's like they don't want you to spread awareness to people. They're trying to monitor spreading awareness to people, you know, and that's crazy. Thank you, Phil. I love you too. TT baby, go on a fruit fast. Okay, go on a fruit fast. I need to go to the grocery store. That's educational stuff. I don't know why they don't want you to talk about it. Right? They monitor, like it's certain things I can't talk about on here. Y'all see that they suspended me for a week because I put, minister F, I can't even say his name because they banned him from all of the medias. I mean, to me, that's not right. Just because they don't want him on the social media, that's they gonna control me. I think that a lot of stuff that Minister Farah, who put out is whether you agree with everything or not, he do put out nuggets. And so I played a video of him talking about what they're doing as far as I can't even say it. Like the V, what they inject us with, the V. And he was talking about that. He was giving knowledge on that, and somebody, it was a cuckabug head that reported it, and they suspended my account for me putting him on there talking about what they're doing with these meds and stuff. I said, dog, so now they're monitoring. They really want us to be dumbed down for real. Because he was kicking knowledge, and you suspend my account talking about I put somebody on my channel. I had somebody on my channel that was giving out misinformation, saying that he gives out misinformation. Just because it's misinformation to them don't mean it's misinformation to us. Okay, I'm gonna detox my body. I got some detox. I always keep some detox and stuff in there, like liver cleanser, um, intestinal cleanser. That's what I'm gonna do because it's probably something that I ate. Put mustard on your face and eat chitterlings. It helps your skin. And now I ain't gonna eat no chitterlings. Brian, I can't eat no. I ain't never heard of that. Hell, I would think eating chitterlings would be wrong for you. I ain't never heard eating chitterlings it helps your skin. Now, Brian, you know you is lying. Lord have mercy. Mustard and chitterlings helps your skin. He is telling a lie. Oh my God, Lord have mercy. Mustard and chitterlings help your skin. Lord have mercy. Now I do drink a lot of coffee. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I drink a lot of coffee and tea. I ain't never in my life heard that mustard and chitterlings cleanses your skin, clear your skin up. He know he lying. Ain't nothing about chitterlings healthy for you. She said he wants you to pass out. Um, he said he heard that from a dermatologist where he needs to give up his licenses. He needs to give up his licenses. Pears, transparent soap, and aloe vera, your diet intake. Too much products and unhealthy foods comes out of us. You know what? I need to order me some aloe vera plants. You're absolutely right. I used to get aloe vera plants all the time and put that on my skin and raw aloe vera organic, it is good for you. I had a friend to come over my house. This was like some years back, and I used to always keep an aloe vera plant, and I would cut it and put it on my skin or whatever. And he had some bumps on his face. I kid you not, he had some bumps on his face. So I was like, I'm gonna cut some of this aloe vera plant and put it on here. I said, put it on your skin. And he called me back the next day. He was like, what was the name of that plant? He was like, because them bumps is gone. What helped me clear my face is cold water, black soap, and witch hazel. Okay. A good shampoo. Um, I had pink eye and aloe vera cured it. To that, yeah, pure organic aloe vera, the plant. I think everybody should keep it. And as a matter of fact, I'm glad y'all reminded me. I'm gonna order me some more today. Tay says she's 49. So Tay, what do you say I should get? She said the aloe vera. You said the aloe vera, right? I do know that aloe vera works. Aloe vera works for real. American products and also order overseas natural products. Okay. And let go of stress. Yeah. Yeah, you have to let go of the stress too. And not let things that are not worth it stress you out. It's not worth it. I remember like with my great grandma and them, when we would break out as children, it would always be something nasty, but they would always say, go out there in the grass and get this, get some grass and get this and get that, get some dirt. Like they would mix stuff up and put it on our skin, and I promise you it would clear it up. Some people use it to put in their hair. Neutrogena soap to wash Noxzema sitting on for about 7 minutes to moisturize. Brian says, get married real quick. Get some, then get. I'm gonna tell you something, Brian. That's truly how a man thinks. Because one of my friends, I was talking to him, and I was telling him that that I was celibate, and I did not plan on having sex anymore until I got married. And he said to me, he was like, well, why don't you marry me? Let's get married on Christmas Eve. I said, you got to be kidding me. You want to marry me just to have sex with me? I could not believe it. But that's how men think. Like a lot of men will marry you if they know that you've been celibate. It just makes me think that a lot of people just don't take the sanctity of marriage. They just don't, the union of marriage. They don't take it seriously. People get married for sex, and then they don't think about like everything that comes with the marriage, like the love, the respect, all of that. They just be thinking about the bedroom. And he was serious. He was serious. He said, let's get married on Christmas Eve. Since you said you're not going to do anything, let's get married on Christmas Eve. I said, you got to be kidding me. Absolutely not. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Women want a rich robot. No, no back talk. Beep beep. That's not true. Women don't want no rich robot. Women want men that appreciate them, that are respectful of them, and that are providers and protectors. Most men don't understand. Like they choose the wrong women though. They choose women that flash, that fake, that that have codependent personalities, meaning play games and stuff with them. And so men don't want to accept that they get addicted to the sex and choose the wrong woman. I'm gonna tell you what one of my friends, we was talking the other night, and I was asking him about, I was like, why haven't you got married? Because you got everything going for yourself. And so he was like, I don't know, I said, have you chosen wrong women in the past? He said, yeah. He said, I had a good girl. He said, what's so funny? I had a good girl and she kind of reminded me a lot of you. And he said, and I was dating another girl, and he said the other girl was a freak. And he was honest with it. He said the other girl was a freak, she would do anything. He said, so I had to choose. He said, I had to choose, and I ended up letting the good girl, that would have been a good wife, that was just a good person all the way around, go. Because I was enjoying what that freak was doing. I thought she was cool. She had a good job. She was real freaky. He said, and she turned out to be a drunk. And he said, I promised to God, he said she would pee anywhere. She would pee anywhere because she'd get so drunk, pull her skirt up and piss anywhere. He said, and I really had regretted that. He said, I ended up regretting that because I wasn't using the right head. Really chose sex over the good girl, because she had standards on what she did. A lot of men will not admit it, but they have messed over good women for women that turn out to be freaks. Okay. Um, so when they say women want a robot, that's not true. Women want men that are providers and protectors, that's going to respect them and that's loyal to them. A lot of men, that's why you see a lot of men when they get good women, they end up going further because that woman is a real good helpmate to them. They start going up when they get the right woman. They just not choosing right, and then they want to choose other. They want to blame other women for their bad choices, or they have good women and they don't know how to keep them because they want to mistreat them for a whore. That's what they do. They get out there and start cheating on them for whores and prostitutes and freaks and shit like that, and then they end up with nothing. It feels to not have sex with your woman all the time. It keeps that spark. Magname Ace, I ain't gonna tell no lies. Whenever I was in, and I have not had sex with a lot of men, but whenever I was with the guy and I was really feeling him, whenever I stopped feeling the guy, it was because of what they did to me. Because I can't get past that cheating. I can't get past the cheating. It's basically over when that cheating happens. But especially when you're vibrating on this, you feeling each other's energy and stuff. I ain't gonna even lie. When I like them, when I truly like them, and there has been nothing to make me mad at them as far as, and I'm not talking about, because I know people get mad at each other. There has not been any distrust, no disloyalty, any of that. I can't keep my hands off of them. I be wanting to get, I be ready to go to bed early every night. Chi Chi says, talking about the woman that won't help they man up need a partner for me neither. New Diamond says, exactly, no cheating. You're right. I can't stand that cheating. You think you're gonna go mess around with other women? And then what men don't understand, they look at it as just cheating, but they open up the door to other stuff. They go and mess with other women. The other women become obsessed with the woman that they are with. We women see this stuff. We pay attention to it. Men don't pay attention to that stuff. That's the reason why just about every ex that I have loved, I hate now. Few of them I don't care nothing for. I don't want no contact with them. I don't want nothing to do with them. I would never have anything to do with them. And I'm serious. Like my kids' daddies, we cool now, but I couldn't stand them for a long time either. My first boyfriend, I was so in love with him. And it took me 15 years to ever even have a conversation with him again. He would be going to jail because he was a street dude. He got a good heart though. He'd be writing me in jail. We weren't even together. I apologize to you. I guess when you're sitting in jail, you don't have nothing to do but write. And my mama would be getting the letters. Marcus wrote you today. I be reading the letters here. I'm sorry the way I treated you. You was always a good girl. You didn't deserve that. Blah blah blah. I mean, he wrote me. I was receiving several letters a week. I'm like, dog, we ain't been together in years. Why is he writing me? Hold on, y'all. This is the bonding company. I'm getting ready to come up there right now. Okay. Okay, I'll be up there. All right. Bye bye. Y'all, it's people sis that's gotta be bonded out of jail. You know what? When I told my cousins, I was like, if you have any friends, that need to be bonded out of jail and stuff, you could send them to me. I've been working ever since. I said, you old niggas, stay in jail. And y'all see they calling me. But I've been said I had to get out. I got to go to the office too. But let me go get these. Let me go and write up these bonds and go make these bonds for these people, child. Anyway, y'all, I have enjoyed being on here with you guys. The criminals await me. They my cousins, y'all, so I can call them criminals. The criminals await their freedom. Anyways, you guys, like, share, and subscribe, okay? They calling me. I ain't getting there fast enough. Where you at? I'm trying to get out. Let me go get them out, child. Um, they already know they got to have the munties, okay? I love you guys. I'll talk with you later.